Hey guys, this is Fultoncards here, live and direct from Brooklyn, New York. So, I've had a flu for the last week, but I finally popped open a box of the 2018-19 O-Pee-Chee from Upper Deck. Of course, it's typically a low-end product. It's all about the parallels, etc. Important to note that very often the Marquee Rookies, the good ones, are inserted within Series 2 as an update. And the price very often starts at 70 and dips down to 40 bucks. This is not a high-end product. This is a fun product. So they used to have case hits. I don't think they do anymore. I've always been a big sort of proponent of it, for example, because historically there were these cool inserts, case hits, such as these material cards. There were also auto case hits, but they don't exist anymore. Now the case hit are manufactured patches, so it's a bit of a different thing. And I've been collecting these since I have sets going back all the way to 1971-72, which was Dryden LaFleur's rookie year with the oval and on the oval photographs on the cover of the cards, on the top of the cards. What you need to know is that you will get 1 out of 24, you'll get a gold glossy parallel, so we're guaranteed one of those. You get 8 silver border parallels, you get 2 retro black border parallels, which are numbered. You get 6 mini inserts. Those minis sort of go, they're riff on turn of the century, last century cards such as Imperial Tobacco, Pauline's Candy, Champs, etc. You do get playing cards again, and you get these high series cards, which are the base set goes from 1 to 500. So above and beyond that, you get these Marquee Rookies, season highlights, league leaders, and so on. So your odds are not particularly confusing. Your minis would be 1 of 6 based on that. You certainly would be getting retros more than 1 of 1, I believe, and silver borders would be 1 of 3 mathematically if you get 8 of them. Who would be looking for in terms of rookies? I think everybody knows who we'd be looking for in terms of rookies. We'd be looking for Ryan Donato, Casey Middlestat, and a lot of people want Scott Foster, who is that beer league goaltender who was sort of brought into the game in the third period to pitch a shutout, which is what he did, believe it or not. And he's an accountant, and his press conference was hilarious. So they did create a rookie card for that emergency goalie. So that'd be the card we would be looking for, along with some of the other things. The other thing that's really, really cool beyond the yellow Patrick Roy is, O-Pee-Chee has unannounced cards now, whereby we get to build the checklist based on cards that we find. So, they have their basic checklist and so on, but then there's some other sort of surprises that we get to discover ourselves by cracking open the box, and we help build up the checklist. So, for example, there are the retro no-name cards, where the name would be on the card is actually a scratch off, like contest type thing, and you scratch off the name. And those are unannounced cards. There are other unannounced cards. Marquee Legends is one of the things that they removed from the product. They used to have that as part of the 600 checklist. Now they are unannounced cards that you have to sort of stumble upon. Also, they're retro award winners and cup captain cards, which are unannounced cards. So those you'd be looking for, along with the major case hits. The major case hits, again, would be manufactured patches now. So I'll show you what I got. And as I said, I'm a big proponent, but particularly as the price dips down. So the base cards, as we all know, are very cardboardy. No surprise there. And these sort of look very typical of the 1980s cards in terms of the way the border looks, although you could see that, these will also look half decent in the platinum version when they come out. So that was probably part of why the design looks the way it does, as boring as it is. So I'll show you what I got. I got these silver parallels. So I got 8 of these. Jeff Skinner, Danton Heinen had a great year last year. Antiniemi, Donskoy, Chason. There's Gallagher with a super intense look on his face. Way to go, Gally. And then this one is the season highlights as these cats retired. So this is a high numbered card. As the Sedin's retired after all that. Cupless. And what else did I get? In terms of, I'll go through the retros. So these are the retro cards. And you get, I believe these are more than, there's like one and a bit per pack. You actually get more than 1 per pack. But if you look at the look of these are from 1967 tops, look like this. So the year after Bobby Orr's rookie year, the cards kind of look like this, although in the other direction. So that's sort of the riff of these retros. But I did get Barzell, I got Aaron Ackblad, Arvidsson, Anders Lee, there's Matt Duchene, They paid 4 pieces for Matt Duchene and they got back less for Carlson. What were they thinking? Trocheck, Wenberg, Stahl. So essentially, these are all my retros. I got loads of them. So it'll be somewhat easier, I believe, this year to build the retro set out, which is kind of cool. There's Thomas Tatar now with your Montreal Canadiens, 20 goals, but a little bit of a defensive liability. Ryan Carpenter, who's actually an interesting hockey player. Wingles. And this is the checklist. And the checklist, that's it, number 200. Number 200. So this is a real stack of retros. So those will probably be easier to build this year. What else did we get? Maybe I'll go through our normal high-numbered cards. I still feel a little bit ill. Hopefully my voice sounds somewhat ordinary. Right, so I got this Roberto Luongo season highlights. This would be his 1,000th game, which for an NHLer, once you've played 1,000 games, you're legendary. That's the real watermark. I got this checklist. I got these league leaders. This one would be, I think, for les dirigeants de la ligue. This one here would be for saves. So what this tells us is that Freddie saw a lot of rubber last year. I think he's perennially underrated, Freddie Anderson. And see, we have our checklist here of the Leafs, and you can see who is on this checklist. In terms of Leaf rookies, you can obviously get Janssen, you can get Dermott, and you can also get Hall. Those would be the 3 cards. Habs fans would be looking for Juleson, of course. And here are our rookies. So here are Marquee Rookies that we hit. He's actually a 6th rounder. And back in 2014, Sakura out of Northwestern, so I'm not sure how well he did. Michael Dacole actually was the 5th overall pick. So we'll see. He's off of the, I think initially played with the Generals. We had Victor Edgesell. He's done well in the playoffs in the AHL, so we'll see how he does. Morgan Klimchuk's also done fairly well. He was the 28th overall in 2013, though. Louis Del Pidio. Who else do we have? Dylan Hetherington, who's a D. Tyrell Goulbourne. He's a 3rd rounder, I believe. We'll see how he does as well. So those would be our Marquee Rookies. What else? Oh, we have these Marquee Rookies as well, which are the retro Marquee Rookies. So I did get Samuel Montembeault, who's a 3rd rounder, and I don't think he's got like a 900 save percentage, but he's, Patrick Roy was a 3rd rounder, so who knows? Dylan Gambrell, and he was a 2nd rounder, and he's also a lot of players actually out of the NCAA. I think he's from the University of Denver. And Eli Tolvanen. So this is one of the better hits in the box. He is actually one of the better Marquee Rookies. He's lit it up in the KHL playoffs last year. And then I have this Connor Hellebuck season highlights. So it's also a high-numbered card, as well as this thing here, which is a retro checklist of the Wild. What else did I get? In terms of our black retros, I got Leon Draisaitl, I got Colton Sissons, and I got Varlamov. And these would all be numbered to 100. That's the whole idea behind these cards, all numbered to 100. Great. And Kemas. Oh, I did get this, which is the gold glossy, 1 per box. And it happened to be William Nylander, which is a pretty cool one to get. So I was pretty happy about that. Next, in terms of the mini cards, boom, I got Matthew Barzal. I got Ricard Raquel, who I love, who's a really good center. I got TJ Oshie. I got Clayton Keller. I got Nazem Kadri, who shall remain nameless. I got Henrik the King Lundqvist. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those. So they're one every 4 packs, I gather. Dying here. Then in terms of playing cards, I got PK Subban. And one quick thing I'll say about PK Subban is he sent my mom a jersey, signed jersey on her deathbed with a personalized note saying that he was there to support her in her time of need because she had supported the Habs her entire life. So the guy really is a prince. I got Daniel Sedin. I got Marcia So, who was just bonkers in the playoffs last year. I got Raquel again, who I really like. He was in my hockey pool. And I did get OV, and OV happens to be an ace. Aces are 1 out of 120 packs, so this is my hit of the box, really. The other aces would be Crosby, McDavid, and Fleury. I don't know if Matthews will become an ace at some point in time. Hopefully he will. It will, I guess, be contingent and dependent on performance. So that really is more or less it for the box. I don't think I'm missing anything else. But so these boxes, I'm a proponent of them. But you have to know what you're getting in these boxes. You're no longer getting autos or memorabilia cards. You're getting unannounced cards, and you are getting manufactured cards. And you're getting tons of parallels, and you're building subsets such as the retros. So that's basically it. I got a bunch of other boxes to break. Hopefully I'll be feeling better in the next couple of days. I do want to break open this box of the Tavares 2009-2010 SPX. And maybe I will maybe I'll hit him, maybe I won't. But I'm Fultoncards, live and direct from Brooklyn, New York.